FNN, Feminist News Network, the feminist news that's right for you. Thanks for watching and thanks for joining. Today, I'm going to talk about Serena Williams. Where? The U.S. Open. What's happening? Full-blown sexism. Coming from who? Judge Ramos. What is he doing? Acting a full-blown fool. Up there, first he accused her like they always do. And you know, Serena and Venus stand strong behind this. And that is calling her out for being coached, which is like her saying she's cheating. Even though her coach was just giving a thumbs up. Like that was secret for code. And took away a point. And then the next point they took away was critical for her because she was tied up in the game. Now, I can't say that she would have went ahead and won once she had tied the game and not gotten that third away, which was having a game taken away for the verbal abuse of just saying thief. Maybe she would have won. Now, Nicole Osaka is a formidable match for her. And she did win earlier down in Miami against her. But, you know, the baby fat was off. She wore her cat suit in the French Open and took that French Open masterfully. For a woman that just had a baby, she was wearing the cat suit because of the embolisms that she has. Trouble flying. If you remember the time she got had an embolism on a flight. Now, we can let them keep trying to put our black athletes and stars and heroes down, or we could do something about it. And the WTI, the Women's Tennis Association, Billie Jean King are standing behind her. The other tennis players are standing behind her. Now let's take a look at what she said at the press conference after the match. She just, okay, let's watch.
Where tennis superstar Serena Williams lost to 20-year-old Naomi Osaka after accusing umpire Carlos Ramos of sexism. On Monday, the Women's Tennis Association came out in support of Williams, with Chief Executive Steve Simon suggesting the umpire showed a different level of tolerance to Williams because she's a woman. Serena Williams spoke at a news conference after Saturday's match. She was asked why she called the umpire a thief.
Because he took a point from me, and after he alleged that I was cheating and I wasn't cheating, and then I had a good conversation with him, and I said, listen, you know my character, you know me really well, like you know that I don't even call for on-court coach, I don't even do that. And he's like, you know what, I understand. He's like, you're I don't know if he said you're right, but he understood. He's like, yeah, I get what you're saying. And then when I sat down, I said it again. I was like, just to be clear, I can understand what you saw, because it may have looked, because I look at my box, it may have looked like I was getting coaching, but I'm telling you that's not what I do. And I said, I'd rather lose than have to cheat to win. I don't need to cheat to win. I've won enough, and that's never been something I've ever done, you know? So, and he was cool. He was like, oh, I get it. And we had this great exchange, and we were on the same page, right? And we understood each other, and I felt that was...
That's what I'm talking about, people. There was no need for the word thief when we know that Ramos has been called a whole lot more by male players in the same game, in the same arena, in the same U.S. Open. Now, let's hear about how Professor Davis with Penn State's Women's Studies on Democracy Now! Talked about that. Let's take a look about that and then discuss it.
Compare, Amira, her treatment to the treatment of male tennis players.
Yeah, and I think you could even hear on court saying, why am I being treated like this? Particularly here, she has a long history with the U.S. Open. And I think one of the things you see in her post-game conference is addressing this very issue that she's heard male tennis players say a lot worse, even sometimes to this particular umpire, without being handed a game penalty. And certainly male players have come out in defense. Andy Murray, James Blake have said, I've done loads worse than that. And there's clips online where you can see even over the past year, male players, particularly with Carlos Ramos, who is a kind of stickler for the rules, but having exchanges with him that includes profanity, that includes direct tirades at him, in which he's either been hesitant to assess harsher penalties or given them a kind of verbal warning, letting them know, hey, you're approaching the line where you're going to get assessed a penalty. And I think part of the conversation that Serena is generating is, what are male players allowed to do? What is the leeway given to them? If they have an outburst, is it seen as they're just passionate, they're just frustrated, and therefore let's tell them they're approaching the line, they need to calm down before changing the game in this way? And I think her feeling, and certainly everybody who's come out in support of her, is that the leeway that she had to have those emotions was very tight. And as she kept escalating it and Ramos kept escalating it, what resulted in was a very swift game penalty at a critical juncture of the match. And I think that is really surprising.
Exactly.
And that's pretty rare.
You know, I'm showing you these to prove the point that racism mixed with sexism is well and good in this day and age. We are in a new era of hate. And within this era of hate, we have a lot of hateful people feeling free to just penalize women in a way that they wouldn't even do on the same level with a man. It's wrong. It's wrong. They fined us $17,000 for it. Uncalled for a thief. For a thief. And I don't know if she's going to fight against this, if she's going to be kicked out of the U.S. Open for this and maybe not be invited back. I don't know. But what needs to happen is to get better judges than this Judge Ramos that has obviously carried on his mother issues to the court and his hate issues of strong black women to the court. She should be commended for being a mother to get so far in the finals. Now, she was beat out by a 20-year-old. Serena's 36, and age has nothing to do with it because she has came a long way for a woman that just had a child, which shows the fines came a long way for a woman that just had a child, which should say a lot within itself for the type of athlete she is, but they're too busy making cartoons like the Herald Sun time showed, looking like some pickaninny out of a night. You know, I said it earlier, we're back in an era of hate where stuff like this Australian cartoon artist can think he can get away with by acting a fool like that, and then you got a fool-ass publisher because, you know, all our media is only owned by 6 companies. Yeah. So, you know, we got racist publishers out there allowing that. You know, taking us back into a new Jim Crow era within America that is beyond ugliness. Don't even let me get started. Stop separating. Okay. Now, this woman is going to get over this. There is an alliance between Nicole Osaka, Haitian and Japanese born, first tennis winner at the U.S. Open. Hey, go girl, go girl. Should be commended for that. She is a good player because you got to understand there's a gauntlet being passed from one to the other. A new era. We had 2 black women playing in the finals of the U.S. Open last year. Sloane Stephens and Madison Keys were playing in the finals last year because Serena was having a baby and Venus got sick. But hey, Nicole might have been around last year. It doesn't matter. There is a new era within tennis, and the era of hate is not allowing it to blossom like it should. Don't cause division where there ain't none, Ramos. Do what you need to do in your hate on strong black women issues where it needs to be, off the court. Do right. Now, if you enjoy hearing stories like this about Serena Williams, contact me at FeministNewsN@gmail.com. Don't forget to like my Facebook page and subscribe to my YouTube channel and ring the bell. Ding, ding. And remember, you can watch exclusives like The Lava Crisis, which is now on Feminist News Network showing. Also, we have our book club. Contact me at FeministNewsN@gmail.com and I'll send you a free PDF of Harlem Nocturne. Progressive Women During the Era of World War II. And by Farrah Griffith. And we're going to do that next Thursday on the 20th live. So, or we're going to do a review. We're going to do a review of it on the 20th. So contact me. Let me know if you want a PDF. I'll send you a copy. More than happy to. So you can read Harlem Nocturne. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. Thanks for wanting to think about joining the book club. And I appreciate your time. Peace.